Millions of Americans with type 2 diabetes may be overdoing it when it comes to blood sugar testing. A new report suggests excessive testing can lead to overtreatment with hypoglycemic drugs. More than 29 million Americans have type 2 diabetes, but the CDC says the rate of new cases fell to 1.4 million last year. Family history and diet plays a key role in determining who gets this preventable disease. Filmmaker Byron Hurt told his late father Jackie's story in the documentary Food Junkies. Byron Hurt joins us now to talk about what he learned in kitchens across the country, beginning with his own mother's. Thank you so much for joining us, Byron.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
So this is a very personal story for you, and I appreciate you sharing it with us. Tell us about the point that you confronted your father, and what was his reaction like?
Well, I confronted my father many years ago, long before he became ill. And, you know, my point to him was that I was concerned about him as his son, that I had noticed that he had gained a lot of weight, and I wanted him to make some sort of changes in his diet to live healthier, to have a healthier lifestyle. And so that moment that I talked to him about his weight and about his health was a challenging one. It was a little bit difficult. He became a little defensive. And I think that's like many people who are sort of asked or questioned to change their eating habits, because it's such a personal thing. I mean, eating is such an emotional thing. People have such an emotional connection to food. Yeah. So it was difficult, and I think my film Food Junkies is a really good tool to help people make it a little bit easier for them to begin to have those conversations with family members and loved ones.
Yeah, and you talk about his eating habits really being ingrained in his lifestyle. So I'm curious as to how did this change the dynamic of your family, and what did you learn while doing this documentary, and what can viewers learn from it?
Well, you know, I think as my father became older, and certainly after he became ill, he made efforts to change his diet. I think my mother began to make changes in the way that she prepared, the way that she cooked, the meals that she cooked. My sister is a health nut, and I mean that in a good way. And she really taught me a lot about eating healthy and making better choices and decisions and how to prepare food. And so we touch on that a little bit in Food Junkies. The whole idea is to use the culinary tradition of soul food as a launching point to get into much deeper conversations about food, health, and wellness, and the food system that makes it very challenging for people to eat healthy in American culture, particularly in communities of color.
Right, and Byron, unfortunately, we don't have much time. Can you tell our viewers where they can watch Food Junkie, and thank you for joining us. Where can they see it?
Absolutely. Well, the film is rebroadcasting on PBS. You can go to my website and follow me on Twitter at Byron Hurt to see where you can watch the film on PBS. It's also streaming on PBS Video. Again, if you go to my website or if you go to my Twitter handle at Byron Hurt, you can get the information there. And it's also on Netflix, iTunes, Amazon.com, IndieFlix, and MediaEducationFoundation.com.
Great. Byron Hurt, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.